sell it. I don't want this anymore. I got it in the an old tech lot from probably about a year ago, that big one. I think it was about 70 devices, 75 devices, I think. G'day 91 Tech. So yes, I thought I would just come on live and just do a sort of real-time repair. I know it's a 5S, hence why I'm not doing a video on it. I have like a whole pile of phones that I buy and or get a hold of and then end up not making videos on, so I just fix them and get rid of them. I'm going to put you over on a tripod so you can watch me do this so we can get started. I have with me a new iFixit screen. iFixit sent me this quite a while ago and I just never got around to fixing the phone. So I'm going to do it live, and this one actually was one of their kits, so it comes with all of the repair tools in here. I'm kind of holding this phone up, but hopefully it doesn't fall over. It's sitting on a wireless charging stand. It's not plugged into anything. But the cool thing about their kits is it comes with all of the bits in it. So if you don't have one of the fancy tool kits, then you can just pay a couple extra bucks, get the tools you need for the repair that you bought, which for this is a 5S. And it comes with, you know, the driver, which is still pretty good, but not as good as the ProTech. This is only a plastic one. The one in the ProTech toolkit from iFixit is a metal toolkit. As well as, you know, spudges. Everyone loves when I say spudges. Tweezers and stuff. These are actually really good for me because sometimes, you know, spudges wear out, the tips get a little bit rounded and messed up, so I like these because I can just replace my spudges, but they do sell them separately as well. Anyway, I won't need that because I've got my ProTech toolkit, but let's take this assembly out so we can see what we're doing. Someone's asking, what phone are you recording on? I am recording off a Galaxy S9 Plus, which is the purple one I fixed up ages ago. It's basically all I have Instagram. I don't have Instagram on any of my other phones. It is not my daily driver, it's just a phone I have. And I always do live videos off of it when I go live or post on stories. So this is the screen. It's really difficult to show. It's not usually my setup. I know we're on a bit of an angle here, but we'll fix that. So go. It even comes with all the earpiece and everything attached. I might transfer the old earpiece anyway, I'm not sure, but it looks pretty good. The color is also pretty close. Sometimes you get replacement screens and they're like blue and it just looks terrible, or they're like really yellow, but this one looks pretty good. Maybe slightly bluer, but I mean that's hard to tell because it's not going to focus, and this is a front facing camera, so that's pretty crappy. Someone asks what phone I use. I am on a BlackBerry at the moment. Okay, I'm going to move you guys over to the tripod, which is like over here. Let's slot this in. There we go. Look at that. Hopefully the phone doesn't fall off and we'll be all good. I do actually have some YouTube music going in the background on the iPod, which is like there, which is probably not loud enough, but I don't want it to be too loud that it's just obnoxious. So let's go. I will hopefully answer some questions along the way, but yet again I'm also doing something, so I mightn't see everything. But yes, I am sort of just trying to downsize a bit on the amount of phones I've got. So, I mean, all the new ones, like the iPhone 12s, the S21s, the S20s, I don't keep those because they're expensive and people will buy them, so I just sell them again. Because I'm pretty happy with my current phone. I don't need a new phone. I'll leave that for everybody else. Actually, I'm going to use, instead of this suction cup, I'm going to use my handy dandy screen puller, which is called the iSlack. I always forget what it's called. It's a weird name to call it, but anyway, I'm going to use that to open this. The good thing about this is it'll only go so far, because this has a ribbon cable connecting to the home button. We don't want to break that, of course, so perfect. Look at that. No adhesive, no heat, just comes straight up. That's how I like it. Nice and easy. Turn that off. Now, everyone always asks what this is. This is called the iHold Evo. You can get it on iFixit. They sent me this, and it's actually really useful. It is just a lightning connector attached to some wire, like stiff wire, and it's got a soft little clamp on the end of it. Holds your screens up. It's great. But everyone always thinks I'm plugging the charger in. This isn't a charger. I should really say that in the videos more often than I do. We'll go with this charger. This one's slightly newer. This is going to be hard to see because it's not a real, you know, well put together video on YouTube. This is just doing it live, so not going to really be able to get everything in. But if you've never seen inside a 5S, but I'm pretty sure probably most of you guys have, cable, and there's like a little bracket which I need to remove so I can unplug the cable. You know the drill. Apple pairs the cable, the button, so I can't just, you know, damage this and replace it. There we go. The cable's actually come up with the little metal bracket which I'm holding. You can barely see that. And I'm going to grab a magnetic mat in a second, but something a little bit interesting. It's water damaged. Well, it's got a red marker right there. Means it's either come in contact with water or moisture or something. Sometimes just moist air can set these off, so it's not always an indication of complete and utter wreckage. But I mean, inside it doesn't seem to be any residue or anything, so I mean, to me it looks okay. I don't know how good the battery is, and I don't know if I have a replacement, so I'm just going to leave the battery that's in here. These don't sell for much, so I'm just going to leave it with this. Let's see if this works on the 5S. I've only used this on the newer iPhones, so let's see if this will hold it. It might be a bit short. I hope not. Let's just bend it around more. There we go. Oh, look at that! Doesn't that make life easy? That's what I like. Okay, I am going to grab a magnetic mat so I don't lose track of all the screws I take out along the way. Now I'm actually kind of waiting out for a parcel at the moment. I've got something exciting, so if I have to run off midway through this live, someone's at my door and trying to give me the parcel, which is good because it is actually really exciting. I picked a slightly easier video this week and more just, you know, a quicker video because I have some really exciting and different things coming up in the next week or two, so that's exciting. Can you guys hear the music in the background? I didn't want to make it too loud, but I didn't want it to be completely silent. I'm trying to read some comments while taking this off. That's not the smartest idea, but anyway. So obviously disconnect the battery first. I remember when I said that like 50 times in a video back in like 2017. It was me go-to line. There is 4 screws up top we'll need to remove. This bracket thing might still be in the road because I've got it going the wrong way. That's not my finest hour. Let's just go this way. Pop him it this way. That'll make life a little bit easier. Do you remember when all I fixed was like iPhone 4s and 5Ss? The days. This one, yeah, now that I'm getting a closer look at it, there is like a slight bit of, you can see where there's like a little bit of discoloration. So yeah, water has definitely got in this. This isn't just moisture or something. Bit of a shame, but it still works perfectly fine. So I don't see any problems. It's just sort of on the bracket here and the screw. Probably just something light. You have 122 people at the moment. That's a fair few people. I'm sorry I can't really get me in it and the phone. If you want to see what's going on with the phone rather than just staring at my mug. There we go, take that off. This is a replacement screen, and you can tell, let's hope I don't break this by doing this, because the cables, you can see here the original cables, they have this foam piece on them. This aftermarket screen here doesn't, so that's usually an easy way of telling, as well as if there's any markings on the screen like a sticker or a logo stamped in, that's also another way of telling. I'm going to remove this holder because I don't really need it now that I've got the bracket uninstalled. Flick these up, 3 cables, nice and easy, straight off. The good old days, easy screen replacements, no adhesive, just all comes apart. I'm just having a look inside here, seeing for any liquid damage because we saw that red symbol before. There you go, you can have a look for yourself if you like. This camera looks really blurry. I don't know why. It's probably Instagram compression going up on the internet. It's compressing the video so it looks like garbage, but that is the joys of live streaming. Okay, so I have to make a decision on whether I want to change the earpiece across as well. They do technically pair the earpiece with the phone, although it doesn't make any difference if you swap it. You can see in 3U tools if someone has replaced this. And you want to keep the earpiece cable original on anything above an iPhone 8, 8 and above. You can do it on the 7, I'd recommend doing it on the 7, but yeah. So I'm going to start with the home button and we'll go from there. So let's see if I can get this camera a little bit closer to actually see what I'm doing. Can I zoom this in? Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. I can zoom it in. That is like 480p quality. Man, this is like 2011 all over again. Okay, home button time. There is no manual focus, so if my hand changes and blocks the focus, then no, that's just the way it is. Let's undo these screws. There we go. And I think there's one under here. Yep, there's a screw. Take this guy out. Ta-da! Alright, it's been a long time since I worked on a 5S, so hopefully I don't break it. It's no big loss anyway. Okay, now as this is not the original screen, it should come up a little bit easier. It's probably about normal. Still plenty of adhesive on the back of this, I can tell you that much. It's always a bit nerve-wracking that they glue this cable down, because if it wasn't, that's out of focus again, if it wasn't glued down, you know, you could just lift it up, you wouldn't really have the worries that we do with trying to change home buttons. The cable being glued down is probably more so a problem in the iPhone 7, because if you replace that, of course, even the button itself doesn't work because it's all touch sensitive. It doesn't actually have a physical button like this one on the back. You can press that, you can see it moves. That doesn't exist on the iPhone 7. There are replacement buttons that use Bluetooth that get around this, but imagine having to hook up a Bluetooth home button to your phone because you can't change something as simple as a button. That is just, it's the world these days. But anyway, let's put in this button. Now I'm just going to have a look at this button, have a clean around the edges here. Now sometimes I replace the gasket that goes around the home button, this little black piece. This stops the button from wobbling. Let's see how strong this one is. I'm going to just sit it in and I'm going to then decide whether I should replace it or not. I usually do, but this one was pretty strong, so it might be okay. Let's just press it in. Now the reason this is important is it stops the button from spinning. If you have a home button and it spins, then you can rip the cable that comes off to the side because this is all screwed down, and if the button's spinning around, just tear the cable straight off. I had a 5S, that happened. Obviously couldn't use Touch ID after I replaced the button. This one, let's see, there is a screen protector on the side so I can't like push on it, but yeah, it's kind of loose. So we're going to replace that. And to do that's pretty easy. I bought an absolute bunch of buttons, the gaskets online for like a couple of bucks. So I mean, if you want to do it right, then you can do it right. So I'm just going to quickly go and grab some gaskets, which are behind me, in the... That's a really bad shot. There's the bin. They're over here, but you can't really see them. Anyway, I'll go grab them. Whoa, that is zoomed in. I'm just going to leave this away from my face, and I'll grab some gaskets. They're right here. Here is some. Some are for the 5S, some are from the iPhone 6. I'm not sure which are what. So I think these are the 5S ones. They come in a packet, look like this. I think this is the iPhone 6 ones that I have. So we're going to try these ones. They should fit anyway. They're basically the same size. Looking from the back. Yeah, it looks about the same. That'll do. So we're going to open this. I might answer some questions at the end of the video if I feel up to it. So, you know, if you are keen enough to stick around to the end of the video, sorry, end of the live. I don't know how long this is going to take. So it shouldn't take too long though. To be honest. Alright. You see that? You probably see me put some of these on if you've watched some older iPhone videos like the 6S. They're not on the 7s or later, but and then they remove the home button, of course. So really up to the iPhone 6S. I have another tech lot on the way as well. I just bought a bunch of phones. It wasn't a whole lot. They're apparently iCloud locked, but I looked up one of the IMEI numbers and it wasn't locked. So, well, maybe I can get some of those working. I don't know. We're gonna pull this off, just like that. Let that out of there. There's our old one. Okay, here's our new one, which looks slightly different, but that's okay. I just want to check the other ones here, make sure that they're not the one I'm looking for. No, they're both slightly different, so we'll just go with this. This should work fine anyway, it's only adhesive. We're going to, I forget how to apply these now. That needs to stick on, so we're going to remove the front adhesive here. There's extra piece of plastic goes around it that just keeps it in shape so it doesn't get disformed. Then I can put it through the cable here, making sure not to rip it, damage it, clip it on anything. There we go, around there. Beautiful. Now let's try and get it in there without pinching the cable. This could be a big disaster. I hope not. Anyway. And I feel like the cable is getting clipped slightly. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to make it as good as I can. That looks okay. You can see there it's stuck in. I'm going to remove the protective piece of plastic, which reveals the adhesive, which we'll need to, of course, stick the button back down. So put it back in the frame here. That's the old one, we don't need that. Pop this guy in here. There we go. That is, yeah, that's alright. We can press this down. This might be for like an iPhone 6, this gasket seems a little bit bigger. But that's okay. This should stop the button from rotating around. The way to test is just push on the button, make sure it doesn't lift up the gasket we just installed. Looks good, looks good. Let's get that reinstalled. There is like a little, tiny little clip thing, so let's see if we can get that back on. I'm not sure exactly where that sits, but it goes on this post. And it goes under the cable, I think. I think I need a new pair of tweezers. I got some in that kit. I tend to pry a lot of things with my tweezers and they get bent. It takes a bit of force to bend them, but you know, I tend to do that. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. We're just going to sit that on top. Or not. I can barely see what I'm doing today. Oh, you little bugger. You're probably like, this is the most boringest live stream I have ever seen. Oh, I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't blame you. Oh, my iPhone 4S just went off. Let me check that. Australia Post. We've got your inquiry for your item. Alright, I lost a parcel, so just got to read this real quick. Okay, just have to follow a link. Alright. I will chase that up in a minute after I'm done this. Oh, maybe I need to take a tweezer. Anyway, what we're going to do, I'll put the screw through it first. That's going to help me. That's the idea. screw in, pop this guy on, there we go, screw him in a little bit, beautiful. Now I can line him up. Just got to go that way. Beautiful. Beautiful bit of work. Oh, shit, need to install the bracket first. Got a little bit happy there. There's another bracket we're going to put on first. You can't see anything. Hold on, let me pull this back a little bit. There we go, so you're closer to me now. Let's pop this bracket on. Beautiful. Lovely bit of work. Pop the screw in here. Perfect. I'm going to pop this screw in here. Perfect. So here. Screw that on. Beautiful. Just make sure it's facing the right way. I think so. There we go. I have decided that I'm not going to replace the earpiece cable because there's really no point. There's nothing paired to this phone anyway, and it's a 5S. It's just kind of not worth my time. So we're going to just put this on here with the cable that was supplied with the screen, which should be perfectly fine anyway. So that'll be easy enough to do. There's a bit of dust and stuff. Put it out. Let's plug this in, test out the phone, and then I will be happy because I can now get rid of this and make room for extra activities and projects and stuff, which is good. Oh, I can't get this one plugged in. One moment. Fortunately, when the cables sit in a box for so long, they sort of get out of shape, you know, because they're sitting flat and you're trying to bend them around. So it can be a little bit of a pain to get it connected. And I still can't get it connected. This is embarrassing. There we go. Beautiful. That's what I'm looking for. Now I'm going to grab the iHold Evo. I'm going to plug this in to the bottom of the phone. Beautiful. Hold it. Whoa. That would suck if that damaged the cables. That would not be fun. Okay, I'm going to try and grab it bigger. You know what? I'm just going to hold it. This doesn't really work very well for the older phones, it seems. Great on the newer ones because the screen's open to the side. But yeah, I don't want to break the cable, so we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. And you're not going to be able to see much because, unless I put the camera up. Let's put the camera up higher. 1 second. Now if the phone falls, it's really going to crack the screen. The live stream camera, not this phone. Right, bracket. Pop that in. Nice and easy, nice and quick. Beautiful. Screws. I'm not even reading these comments, that's pretty bad. Oh, and I've stopped scrolling too, so I don't know how... Wow, Yep, there is like hundreds of comments. Okay. Sorry about that. Yes, that one screw that isn't magnetized. I forgot that existed in this phone. Makes it a little bit more difficult. There we go. It's in. Let's screw that on. Is that going to go in? There we go. Lovely. One more, and then we've got to put the battery bracket on, connect the home button, and we should be good to go. So, yeah, share with me and the other viewers if you've done any repairs recently, what you fixed up. Maybe it was an old iPhone. Maybe it was an old iPod. Maybe it was a Samsung. Maybe it's a phone I haven't worked on before. I do have a OnePlus repair video coming soon. I'm still waiting on parts for it. OnePlus phones aren't common here in Australia. I've never seen one in Australia. I'd never seen one in person until I brought and imported the one I got from the States. And boy, that was expensive to import, which makes it totally not worth importing one to fix. But I'm not doing it to make money out of it. I'm doing it to make a video on, because people are requesting OnePlus phones and other brands of phones. Also looking for a Motorola. Want to do a video on that. But I have to find one broken. I have to find one for a reasonable price, not something absurd. And we go, one more screw. Then I'll just tighten that other battery screw up. Beautiful. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do is just give a quick clean on the inside and we test out our phone. Hopefully the screen works, because I didn't test the screen. You know, sometimes issues arise, but anyway. Let's give this a quick wipe down. Any fingerprints in here or anything? There we go. I'll just do the back of the screen real quick. Da, 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 da. Beautiful. I just realised the music stopped too. Not that I think you could even probably hear it anyway. I don't know how good the audio is. I don't watch my own lives, obviously, because I'm filming them and it's all coming through a phone and not proper filming equipment. But anyway, we're going to reconnect this cable. Another pain to do. Now this one I think is on iOS 12. I could have downgraded it to iOS 10. If you've got a 5S or an iPad Air or an iPad Mini 2, there was a time where you could downgrade the operating system back to iOS 10. Not sure if that's still the case. It worked for me, but I haven't tried it since I made that video. It really annoys me that you can't install whatever iOS version you want. It's not like you're trying to put on other software, non-Apple software. So you know, it's a pain, you know. And it slows the phones down. Well, at least it feels like it. It definitely did in the old ones. Just trying to line it up. There we go, gotta press it down. Beautiful. Look at that bit of beautiful work right there. Yeah, you beauty. She's in. Look at that. That is like the worst focusing job I've ever seen. This front facing camera is terrible. But anyway, let's test out the phone. Fingers crossed, right? Everything works. That's the idea here. Oh, look at that. It works. Nothing worse than putting a new screen on and seeing the Apple logo and then lines appear or something. I've had that happen before. The cable gets damaged or something. Someone comments, I have repaired my 5S and thank goodness the Touch ID still is functioning. I know it's a bit of a nerve-wracking experience. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people were commenting over the A51 or the A series of Samsungs that are having issues after replacing the touch, the fingerprint sensor. I think that has to do with the fact that the newer Samsungs, or sorry, the S series of Samsungs, the fingerprint sensor they use is actually slightly different. It's not, I think on the A series they use the optical and they use ultrasonic on the S series, and because they're embedded in the screen they're already calibrated, so yeah. The Apple logo is backwards. Isn't that meant to be upside down instead? I'm not sure what you mean, but I guess because it's on the front facing camera everything is flipped. I don't know that, but you can see it's working. And turn the brightness up a bit. There we go. Beautiful. Let's do Touch ID. There we go. Touch ID. Add fingerprint. Look at that. I mean, of course that works. We didn't break the cable. Alright, let me just seal this up. And then I have a 5S to do. I wasn't going to make a video on this on YouTube. It's a little bit old. I do still fix older things here and there. Especially if I get a hold of them. Most of the stuff I get, I will fix, even if it's just to sell it on. Unfortunately, this housing's a little beaten up, so it's like not going in perfectly. at the bottom. There we go. Bit of force, mate. Bit of force. And she's in on one side. Let's get the other side in. Beautiful. Beautiful. There we go. It's all in. All looking good. I wonder if I have a screen protector for a 5S. Probably do. I buy like bulk screen protectors, the glass ones, and always have heaps of them left over. So let's put these bottom screws in, whack a screen protector on, and then I'll answer some questions. It is also missing a SIM card tray, which I will have to pick one of those up. I have to put in an order for some stuff today, so I will do that. And then I can list it and get rid of it, because I don't want a 5S. I've got too many of them already. But I didn't want to sell it with a busted screen, and I had this one that iFixit sent across. So let's just whack a screen protector on this. I have an entire drawer dedicated to screen protectors. Let me take you off the tripod. Whoa, that is zoomed in. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys have seen the tool chest. You've probably seen it in the background of things. Bunch of stuff in here, and there is one labelled screen protectors. And there's a lot of screen protectors in here. Ones that are called tempered glass, that are clearly plastic. Well, we're not even going to go there. Here are all the iPhone ones anyway. Let's have a look through those. I'm guessing they'd be at the bottom if they're here. What's this? No, it looks like the back of an iPhone 8. There's heaps of them here. I never seem to have the ones I need though. It's always everything else. Here we go. iPhone 5, 5C, 5S. That's what we want. Let's put these back down. Beautiful. Perfect. Now I'm going to put you on this here, so it's going to be a little bit easier to see me. Let me just take this out of this. Perfect. You're not going to be able to see the beautiful installation here, but perfect. Now, whilst there's no dust on the screen, install a screen protector. Of course, I spot a piece of dust. Put this on. Ah, perfect. Look at that. As it spreads out. Hopefully no bubbles. Looks pretty good. Just push it along. Perfect. Look at that. It works. Nice. That was pretty easy. I have a big mess to clean up now. There's so much plastic that comes with everything. But if you have any quick questions, type them in. Someone says, oh, Jacob says, I learnt from your videos and now I make a decent amount of money. That's awesome to hear. I hear it from a lot of people that start up repair businesses or just get into the hobby of fixing things and, you know, fix up mates' stuff and friends and such. Someone asks, where do I get my iPhone housings with matching IMEI numbers? It's a website. It's called priorparts.com, and you just have to like email them and then they will print them out. But yeah, they're all right. They're not, some of them have like slight defects. I might have a scratch on them. They're not perfect, but that's where I've been getting some of mine back in the past. When will I fix the Verizon Note 7? I have to send that away because it has something's wrong with it and it will not read the battery percentage, and I don't even know where to start. So I'm going to send it to my good mate Federico. He's going to take a look at it and he's going to see if he can fix it or not. I don't know if it's just like the charging IC or something, but because it's such a rare phone, I don't want to mess with it myself. If it was like an S8 or a S10 or something, I would, but because they're so hard to find, I didn't want to bust it, didn't want to practice on it. So I'm going to leave that for now. And yeah, I haven't sent it off yet, so it could be ages away. Well, I'm tapping on things. Do I have a Discord? No, I do not. Well, I keep touching things and it keeps bringing up different things and I'm trying to read. When will you do custom iPhones again? See, if you have a look over here. Whoa, I have clicked on something else. How do I flip this around? I'm terrible with Instagram. Ta-da! I think you can figure out what I'm going to do with those too. But I also have something exciting which should be coming today. I'm waiting, the front door's open, I'm waiting for the postie. And I've got a couple of other pieces of it. I did slightly mention what it might have been in the iPhone 12 video. It is a laser machine that I'm going to be able to engrave things with. I'm going to be able to replace the cracked backs on iPhones without completely disassembling them. That's going to be a really fun video, and I'm going to be able to do some fun things with that. I also have a bunch of other things that I'm fixing up. Some of this stuff, it's not getting videos like S5s and things, but you know, they're sitting around. I have a whole stack of phones that I, you know, trying to get to and trying to fix. Some of them they get too old, and I just sort of like this 5S. I just fix them up. I get rid of them because there are, you know, grandmas or just people that don't want to spend the money to get the latest phone, or you know, they just want something basic, and they find these pretty good. So, you know, they don't go for much, but oh well, it gives it a little bit more life. I'm happy with that. Hugh, how's the Apple Watch you try to repair in the new video? It is fine. It's sitting in the sitting in my bedroom. I have all of my phones in my bedroom because I ran out of space in the studio. Wow, the frame rate just dropped really bad. Let me flick this around. This is sort of what I've got. This is the stuff I've kept or are not selling. I'll probably sell the Z Flip. I've still got it in this. I don't trust folding it. I actually had a dream last night that I folded this and the screen snapped. Weird, I know. I have weird dreams. Don't at me. But yeah, I got like a bunch of iPhone 4s and 4Ss. I sold some of these actually, just to sort of get a few less of those, trying to downsize a bit. iPods, man, I love iPods. They're like one of those tech devices that doesn't have any planned obsolescence. Updates didn't slow it down or break its usage or whatever. I still use my iPod. It is currently plugged in the studio. Use it every single day. I have some other iPods. The Priv, my favorite phone. I forget what I come in here for. Oh, the Apple Watch. Right. It's right here. Yeah, perfectly fine. No expanded battery. I haven't used this in like 2 years or whatever. Some of that footage in that video was actually shot in 2019. Yeah. Some videos take a long time for me to get out. I just wanted to release that because I just wanted to take a little bit of a break this week without actually taking a break because of these really exciting videos that I'm coming out with. Just needed a little bit of time. Let's read some more comments. Let me try and... Oops, that's the end button. How do I get out of these comments? There we go. Instagram problems. Okay. Have I ever made the mistake of putting the wrong screw when replacing the screen and breaking the whole phone? No, I haven't. I've put the wrong screw in the wrong spot before, but it's usually places like in the housing and they just don't go in all the way, so you're like, oh, that's clearly not the right one. But never to a point where it's busted something. Can you repair an iPhone XR? I actually just ordered an iPhone XR, I should say. Jeez, I'll get some hate for that. Yeah, I ordered a XR last night, so I'm going to be doing repairs with that with the laser machine. When will the OnePlus 7 Pro video come out? When I get the parts, which are still on their way, they're ordered. But being a Chinese phone, the parts are coming from China, so it could take 2 weeks, 3 months, who knows? Someone asked, do I prefer Android or iOS? I have been using Android ever since I did the S8 restoration video, which was the first Android video I did on the phone. First Android restoration video I did on the my channel. I keep forgetting what I'm saying when I'm saying things. Maybe I haven't had enough sleep today. Yep, I'm really out of it. What's my favorite phone? The BlackBerry Priv. It's painfully slow, but the design, absolutely perfect. Would love to see a new version of that. I really hope BlackBerry's new phone they're releasing this year, if it comes out, it's supposed to be soon. This is early 2021. I hope it looks like the Priv. I hope it's like a complete remake of the Priv, because that was the best phone. I'm just having a look through some of these comments. Are there any custom colored Samsung phones? Not that I've found. I have seen some gold plated, but they were kind of a little expensive. But if I find something, I will buy it and do a video on it. Reading comments. I don't even know where I am in this list. Do I still have the silver Note 7? Yeah, of course I do. I just put a new screen on it because the old one that I did in the video, it wasn't ever really that great. I didn't know that at the time because I just thought the UI, the scrolling speed was just really slow, but it turns out it was a screen issue. I have no idea why that was, but changing the screen totally fixed it. Use iPhone for Instagram. Why? I don't need to use iPhone for Instagram. Oh, I keep opening these. Every time I scroll, I keep opening the keyboard to type comments, and I'm not trying to type comments. Any plans to mod the Golf? Well, I don't have a Golf, so I can't mod a Golf. It's a Polo, but nah, I'm pretty much set with how it is. I'm gonna get new license plates, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with it. Wow, there's a lot of comments. I don't know how far back I am here. Oh, I've opened the keyboard again. This is painful. This is a terrible experience. Did you replace the screen on the Note Fan Edition? No, because I just ordered some screens from China and they actually work, like good touch, good S Pen. I was like, I've got to order another one for the Fan Edition. Haven't done it yet. They're like 150 bucks, but I probably will because they're hard to find, especially ones that actually work properly. Any other car videos coming? Not at the moment, no. It's probably pretty unlikely. Hey, I found my way to the bottom. There we go. I'm actually on the latest comments here. How old am I? I am 19. All right, I think I'm done for the live. I've spent enough time talking to you guys, wasting your time. Not really, but you know what I mean. Hope you guys enjoyed the live. Yeah, I suppose I really only come on lives to fix up old phones that I don't make videos on, but that's okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. This 5S is now working. Shout out to iFixit for hooking me up with the screen and the parts. This is actually the toolkit that comes with the whole kit, if you buy the whole kit. Really useful if you're you don't have the ProTech, you're sort of just doing a once-off repair. I mean, you can even use these screwdrivers for other things, right? This is only the plastic version, but it's still pretty good. You've still got the quality bits that come with them. These last forever. Suction cup, all you need to do a repair if you don't want to spend like I don't know how much this kit is anymore. The ProTech, which is the one I always use, this guy down here. Anyway, thanks for joining in. If I go live again, I will chat to you next time. Otherwise, I'll see you in another video. Thanks for taking some time out of your day to watch this. And enjoy. See you guys.